Hi, boys and girls. Today you're going to need your Iready workbooks. And you're going to open to page 42, which is the Voyage of the Mayflower. So if you don't have your book handy, go ahead and pause the video while you get this out. This is a neat little story about the Mayflower. The author is Stephen Krensky. The Mayflower was a sailing ship. It left England in September 1620. The ship was carrying 102 passengers. The passengers were later known as Pilgrims. They were looking for a new place to live. The voyage across the Atlantic Ocean took 66 days. Many of the people got seasick as they traveled. There were many storms and leaky cabins. Their dogs and sheep and chickens were not very happy either. The Mayflower had been sailing for Virginia, but when the ship reached Massachusetts, the Pilgrims thought they had gone far enough. They stopped where some Native Americans had cleared some land, but had moved away. The Pilgrims called the place Plymouth. The Pilgrims started building a town. The cold weather slowed their progress. Most of the Pilgrims lived on the ship for the winter. Many wondered if they could survive in this new land. The coming of spring raised the hopes of the Pilgrims. Their future looked better. Maybe they could build a home here after all. And let's take a look at this purple box where it says close reader habits. Why did the Pilgrims choose to stay in Massachusetts? Underline the sentence that tells why. So go back and reread. I think you'll find in paragraph 3 the sentence that tells why they decided to stay. And I would have underlined right here where it says, but when they reached Massachusetts, they had thought they had gone far enough. Question number 1. Why did most of the Pilgrims live on the Mayflower for the winter? They liked living on the ship more than on land. It was too cold to build a town to live in. They were afraid of the Native Americans. They were still trying to get to Virginia. So why did they live on the Mayflower? If you look back in the passage, reread paragraph 4. That might help you. I would choose B. It was too cold to build a town to live in. Question number 2. Choose an answer from the box to finish the sentence. Write your choice on the line to finish the sentence. Your choices are became hopeful, became gloomy, decided to leave, return to the ship. When spring came, the Pilgrims, what did the Pilgrims do in the spring? If you go back to your passage, I think if you look in this bottom paragraph, you'll find the answer there in paragraph 5. I would have chose became hopeful, because right at the bottom of paragraph 5, it tells us the coming of spring raised the hopes of the Pilgrims. Their future looked better. Maybe they could build a home here after all. So you can stop and talk to a partner in class or your teacher or someone at home about the Pilgrims, what they did when spring came. And then you're going to complete the short response. Why did the Pilgrims settle in Massachusetts? Write to tell what caused this to happen. Write your answer in the space on page 45. And again, if you go back to paragraph 3, you'll find the answer right there in paragraph 3. You can fill it out right here on page 45. Why did the Pilgrims settle in Massachusetts? Write to tell what happened. And you can fill that in and share that with your teacher.